For many of our clients, giving kindness in some form is important. Though every once in a while you'll see clients who can list endless ways of giving kindness, yet have trouble with receiving kindness from others. Just as giving kindness is a skill that can be learned, so too is receiving kindness. Using the matrix, we can promote, enhance, and practice this skill. Being able to give and receive kindness are both important and support each other. A good sense of what kindness is like to receive will help you give it, and a healthy ability to receive kindness will help you take care of yourself and prevent you from overgiving. To start, we can do some examination with the client regarding their acts of kindness. Just because an act is kind doesn't automatically mean it's working for them, or a toward move. It could be toward or away or both, depending on the context. It's not uncommon for these acts of kindness to be done in order to avoid some unwanted inner content. So it's valuable to take some time to examine the workability of these actions in terms of a valued life. And also to drop back down frequently to get in touch with what shows up on the inside and in the body. Here we are training the noticing of the relationship between our actions and the kind of life we're living. And we're also establishing cues to be used later on that will give us hints about our behavior and our functioning. Like noticing, oh, I've got this tightness in my chest, and usually when this happens, I tend to do this or that. Or, I feel this sensation, so this is an opportunity for me to make a choice here about what I want to do. After building up this ability for a while, we might switch to receiving kindness. We can set a specific act as the topic of the matrix. For example, here we'll use when someone compliments me. And we can begin to sort this experience. The last time somebody complimented you, what showed up on the inside for you? Here we see they may say something like this. It was a lie. They didn't really mean it. They were just being nice. To which we can then respond, is this usually what shows up when people compliment you? Or is this new? Likely this is not new. Likely this has been going on for a while for them. And then we can say something like, and when you are really hooked by this, all of these thoughts here, what do you tend to do on the outside? So when you're really under their influence, what do you tend to do? And they may say stuff like this, right? I just ruminate about it. Or I'll do the opposite, right? If they compliment me about something, nice about something that I'm doing, I'll stop doing it and I'll do the opposite. Or I'll think about it and I'll get really, really down and I'll start self-harming. And we can bring all this stuff back down here and go through this box here again. We can play around with this in a number of ways. We can use all those skills that you know about working as appropriate here, mindfulness, diffusion, experiential acceptance, and so forth. But here, I wouldn't really do anything yet, except maybe point out that this is a stuck loop that forms sometimes. But for right now, I want to get more information. I want to go deeper and explore a bit more. So I might ask something like, sometimes our minds give us a compliment. Sometimes our minds give ourselves a compliment, even if it's just like for a second, we might think, oh wow, I look really good today, or hey, I did a good job here. When your mind gives you one of those, what usually shows up on the inside for you? And then we can sort through all of that as well. But at a certain point, we'd want to move over to the lower right-hand quadrant to begin to tie everything together. So we want to use all of this content here in the lower left-hand quadrant as clues to what might be important to this client. These are things that might point towards what is valuable for them in their own lives. In this example, all of this stuff that's down here is centered around honesty or being genuine and self-worth. So we want to let the client kind of brainstorm and probe some more to kind of identify what is valuable for the client. These things are often counterparts or related to the content here in the lower left-hand square. So if these are all related to kind of lying, they're not really meaning it, being seen, as a genuine person might be something that's important to them. Being honest, telling the truth, being open and genuine might be a quality that's important to them. And being truthful, right? So something like that might be in here. Then we begin a similar process. We go up. We really want to get in touch with some of the stuff that might be up here, right? We can brainstorm what are some things that might be done that you have done before, and so on, that we're kind of in line with the stuff down here. Swing it back down to really get in touch with that. Kind of go back and forth there a little bit. What we're doing here is we're just breaking free from that stuck loop that's on this side by utilizing all of our various mindfulness skills. And then don't forget the self here in the center. That's going to help out a lot during this process. And we want to expand this out for other acts of kindness. Being sure to practice as much as possible these skills that we're learning in session. We want to practice those outside of session. And then over time we build up this ability to get in touch with and receive kindness from others, and of course ourselves.